do 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 do.
To the cloud.
Check, check, check.
Microphone check.
1 2 1 2.
I actually haven't recorded in a little bit, so I'm feeling a little rusty right now.
What's this thing for?
We just have a little tripod that I've actually never used, but
Ah, nice.
I don't know why. Ready?
Yeah,
Okay. Let's do this.
let's do this.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Noticeably Invisible. My name is Dave. I'm your host for the show. And today I'm joined by a very special guest, someone I've known for so long. And I'll tell you a little bit about that. But I am joined here
By Stevie DeSantis.
Stevie DeSantis. The camera actually picked up that there's music playing when you said your name, so that was a great intro right there.
That's cool.
So Stevie, I've known you for a while now.
Yeah,
right?
a while.
Since you were just a young guy.
Yes, yeah, big.
Yep, just yay big. And yeah, so I've been able to kind of witness you progress.
Yep.
And age and mature, and it's been quite a journey. And I feel very honored to be able to have witnessed that journey for you. And I wanted to give you a little opportunity to tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about yourself.
So yeah, I'm trans. I use they them pronouns. I'm a baseball stats nerd. I'm a sports nerd. I love music. I love food, especially Chinese food and Japanese food like hibachi, sushi.
Yeah. So those are definitely, when I think of you, I think of sports.
Yep.
And food outings as some
Yeah.
of your biggest like motivators, right?
Yep,
The things
yep.
that get you out of bed in the morning, right?
Yep.
Sports is something that you've always been very big on.
Yes.
So I met you when you were 13, right?
Yep. 13.
At 13, you were probably the biggest Red Sox fan that I've ever met.
Yeah.
Not just Boston Red Sox, but also their AAA team at the time, the Kentucky Red Sox. Yeah, we have a great story about that.
Yeah.
So, but before we tell that story, just why are you such a big baseball fan? Why are you such a big Red Sox fan?
Because my mom was a Yankees fan, and I like the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry.
So that's how it started.
Yeah.
And you are big on the rivalry.
Yep.
You will taunt a Yankees fan from miles away.
Fuck yeah. Fine.
You're good. You're good. You're fine. So Stevie was saying that we had a funny experience. So we went to the AAA Pawtucket Red Sox game.
It was autograph night.
It was autograph night, right?
Yeah.
And we went around, got all the autographs, and then we sat in our seats, which were right next to the left field, right?
Yep.
And what did you proceed to do while we were there?
Go to the field.
Because you wanted the left fielder's autograph, because
Yep.
that was one of the players that we didn't get the autograph of.
Yep.
And he wouldn't acknowledge you when you were yelling at him. So
Yes.
you threw the ball onto the field at him.
Yep.
And very quickly security came.
But they knew me.
They knew Stevie, which is another thing I will say about Stevie. Stevie is very well known in all the places that you go, right?
Yep.
And aside from being well known, you're also very well liked by everybody and that meets you. So you just have one of those personalities where people gravitate towards you.
Yep.
And you make your presence known.
Definitely.
You always have a smile on your face.
Yep.
And you're just very polite and kind, I would say, to everybody.
Yes.
Right? Why?
Why?
Yeah, why do you go out of your way? And I mean this in like a serious way, because so many people don't bother saying hi to people, or so many people don't go out of their way to make connections. Why do you feel for you it's important to meet people, make connections, and things like that?
Because if people are having a bad day, I just like to say hi, how you doing, check in with them.
So you like to make people feel better.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. I didn't really connect that, but yeah, that is something that you definitely try to do. You always,
Yeah.
like I said, you always have a smile on your face, and you always try to make sure people feel good when you see
Yeah.
them, right? Um, and along those lines too, you do also like being in the spotlight, right? Right now. If you see an opportunity to be like on the news or on
Yeah.
camera somewhere,
Yep.
or just have a group of people watching you,
Yeah.
you take that
Right.
opportunity.
In Pep Rallies, I was the rowdiest rebel.
Right. So you attended what high school?
South Kingstown High, baby. 2018 state baseball champions, baby.
And what would you call it? Their team is called the Rebels.
Yeah.
And every year they appoint someone the rowdiest rebel,
Yep.
right?
And I was number one. I was number one rowdiest.
What did you do when you got appointed rowdiest rebel at the pep rally?
I took off my shirts and waved it and tossed it into the crowd.
Right. In the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
Everybody was around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite the
Everybody was shouting my name.
experience.
Yeah.
So
My old housemate,
Oh.
Nathan Shore. Oh my God. He was a magician.
He was house magician. Yeah.
House magician.
He's good.
He was. He
He's
was.
really good. I said we weren't going to say names on here, but we can keep that one in. We
Sorry.
can keep that one in because we're saying very positive things.
Yeah.
It's an incredible magician.
Yes. He was.
He used to do that thing where you would pull a card
Yep.
and then he would there would be a piece of toast in the toaster and it would have the
Caught on it.
card on it. That was
The-
incredible.
Weird. Very weird.
So yeah, so essentially that's how we knew each other
Yeah.
from working with each other, right?
Yep.
And yeah, I actually worked with you while you were in high school as well.
Yeah.
Went to South Kingstown, and you absolutely loved your high school experience, right?
Yep.
And a lot of that was because you were probably the most popular person in your high
Yeah.
school, right?
Yep.
So it's kind of always been this way where just like people know you, you make your presence known, and you
Yeah.
just always pass on a smile, right?
Yeah.
That's such a great way to live.
Thank you.
You mentioned earlier, and I know this was something that you really wanted to share with people
Yeah.
about your transition.
Yep.
So why don't you tell people a little bit about like when that started and why you decided to go forward with that?
I came out as trans in 2018, 2019.
Mhm.
And the reason I came out as trans was because I felt like I was born in the wrong body.
When did you really start to realize that, in your opinion?
When I was like 13.
What did that cause for you to kind of to feel as though you weren't in the body you were supposed to be in?
Like, because I felt like I had a girl's brain and a boy's body.
Okay. And did that cause you difficulty? Did
Yeah,
that
it caused me difficulty because my pronouns are he, him, and now they're they, them. And soon I get the full surgery. It's gonna be they, her, they, she,
Oh.
they.
Okay. So at this point, it's been a number of years that you've been transitioning, and what has that felt like?
It's feeling amazing so far.
It's feeling amazing?
Yeah,
It's an interesting concept to think about, because if you've never been through that experience, it's
Yeah.
really hard sometimes for people to wrap their heads around what that would feel like.
yeah.
Any words you can use to describe like when people start to respond to what you're asking them to respond to, what that feels like?
It feels good. And some people don't respond to the right pronouns. I have to correct them.
Yeah.
And people get mad when I correct them.
But do you get mad when you have to correct?
No.
Right. So that's an interesting thing. Sometimes people get mad when they have to correct, but like on your end, I've never seen you get mad. You're usually very patient about
Yeah.
it, right? Does it bother you?
No. It bothers me once in a while because some people mess up every time
Okay.
they speak.
Right. So it's a little different if that mess up is continuous or it starts to feel intentional.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just ultimately like having people around you, and I know you do because I'm aware of the people that support you now.
Yeah,
Having people around you that are supportive of your journey, of your transition, how has that changed your life, if at all?
it changed my life a lot.
What ways would you say? Like how are you different than, or what do you do differently now that like before you were going through this journey maybe looked different?
Like I wear bras now. I wear makeup. I got a pixie cut.
A pixie cut, is that what that's called?
Yep.
Yeah.
So my hair doesn't mess up
You,
from back my head
but you
on.
just got your hair cut actually after
Yeah.
growing it out for a pretty long time.
Yep.
How long had you grown your hair out? That was,
Since right here,
how long did it take you to get it that long?
like couple
A
years.
couple of years, yeah. And I think kind of what I've seen in you is you previously, before all that,
Yeah.
there was quite a bit of struggle
Yeah.
in your life, right?
Yeah.
You had a lot of difficulty with things. And you also, I know you had told me beforehand that you'd be comfortable sharing. Obviously, you also have some developmental disabilities
Yep.
that can present as challenges for you as well, right?
Definitely.
So having all those things, and also, kind of feeling like you're not in the right body, I'm sure that caused you quite a lot of
Yep.
difficulty.
Yep.
But I've also seen a lot of growth from you over the years.
Thank you.
Would you say that too?
Yeah,
Do you feel better than you used to feel?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, what would you say to someone who maybe is also feeling like they don't know who they are, or maybe they feel like they're not who they present as, or
Yeah.
kind of maybe felt some of what you feel? What would you say to that person?
Like I would say just be yourself, try different pronouns, stuff like that.
Okay. Um, who did you talk to during a lot of that time that was helpful? Did you have
Yeah, clinician Kip,
you had a clinician that helped you?
clinician.
What did you how did you initiate that? Like, was that an easy thing to talk about, or was that very
No,
challenging for you?
very challenging.
What gave you the courage to do it?
I just wanted to get it out there off my chest.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Has it ever been difficult? And I'm asking just for my own
Yeah.
curiosity. Has it ever been difficult when, like, let's say you haven't seen someone in a long time,
Yeah.
right? And they remember you one way,
Yep.
and now you present a different way.
Yeah.
Is that ever a challenge trying to like explain that? Do people ever like ask you things about that, or do you
Yeah.
feel like you need to explain it, or do you kind of just carry on conversation as normal?
Carry on a conversation as normal.
If someone were to ask you, would you be offended, or would you?
I would be open to it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Like I asked that I told him that I was trans and I used they them pronouns. He's like, "Good for you! I didn't know that."
Cool. And that must feel really great when people.
Shout out Terry Lynch.
Terry Lynch, yep.
He's still giving me all those old uniforms.
Oh my goodness.
Now that was a crazy story. You want to tell it, Dave?
Well, you can.
Like every time I go to the high school, I get all the different old uniforms, like baseball, basketball, football, lacrosse, all the old sports.
And you just have more than anybody needs to have in life, right? But it's what you enjoy. So,
Yeah.
Stevie, I asked you before, and I wanted to bring this up again. What are some of the things that are important to you to have a happy life?
Like me transitioning, me going to sporting events. I might be able to go to a Patriots game on August 8th. I first have a Patriots
You've never
game.
been to a Patriots game?
No.
Okay. That'd be quite the experience.
Yep. Row 121, section 121, row 10.
Okay. You've already looked at the tickets and all that.
Above the scoreboard.
Okay.
Above the giant scoreboard that they just built. I'm going to be above that.
Awesome.
And it's going to be on TV. TV.
So experiences are really important for you, right?
Yes.
Right. So what are some of the highlights of things that you've done?
Like for Pride, I've been on ABC 6, Channel 10, 11, 12,
Are you,
and
wait,
CNN.
are you just humble bragging about all the times you made TV appearances right now?
No, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember your first ever Boston Red Sox game when
Yup.
and that was one of those experiences in life that I think like you just don't forget, right?
No, I don't.
Because you had been wanting to go for so long.
Yep.
Who'd they play? Was it the Oakland Athletics?
Yeah,
game?
formerly the Oakland Athletics, soon to be the Las Vegas A's.
What?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Now they're playing in Sacramento for a couple of years, so they're called the Sacramento A's for now. No, wait, they just call it the A's.
Just call them the A's.
Yep.
That way you can't get it wrong, right?
Yeah.
Did they win that game that you went to?
Red Sox won.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
You were their lucky charm that day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I went to one on my birthday this year,
Mhm.
which was so fun.
Okay.
I got food, I got a jersey, I got a new hat, which I forgot to wear today to show it off.
All
But
right.
this is the hat I got at Pride last weekend.
Nice.
Not last weekend, the weekend before the West Warwick Pride.
Oh, okay. And you also attended a number of Pride events at this point, right?
Yep,
And those you enjoy quite a bit, right?
definitely. Free swag. I love the free swag.
Oh, that's so funny. You are absolutely like drawn to free stuff. If
Yeah.
you see something, I don't care if it's a pamphlet,
Nope.
a restaurant menu,
Nope.
definitely a shirt. But if it's a
Definitely.
sticker or a business card,
Yeah.
Stevie's grabbing it.
Yep. That's me. What's up, brother? Chuck that Tuesday. Chuck Tuesday.
So you got a lot of free swag?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even make that connection, but yeah, there's probably handouts everywhere there.
Yeah. Like I got this pin.
Yeah.
I got a lot. I got a shirt that says Pride from Human Rights Campaign.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
And Pepsi was there.
Pepsi was there?
Yep.
Were they giving out samples or something?
They were giving out free drinks.
Free drinks of Pepsi?
Yep.
Okay.
Like the cans are like this big.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I went to T-Mobile. Oh God. I thought of my housemate right away.
Oh, because he's always going to T-Mobile.
Yep. He is always. He's on the phone always with Samsung, T-Mobile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody he can get his hands on with tech support.
Because he's always locking himself out of his phone.
Yep.
That brings me to a good thing. So, talking about growth, talking about maturing,
Yeah.
one of the biggest progressors in your life has been like your living situation.
Yeah.
So, you've lived in a number of different settings.
Yep.
And do you want to tell a few?
You can.
I can. All right. So I know that you've obviously been at residential group homes.
Yep.
When I first met you, it was a group home of 8 teens. Talk
Yep.
about a nightmare. 8 teens, 5 staff working at a time, always a lot of going on.
Yep.
Very chaotic. It was like from 12 to 21 were the ages, very busy, always like some craziness going on.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, before that, you lived in like a campus style
Yeah.
facility.
Yeah, like the Whitney Academy.
Yep. So there was,
County Hill.
I mean, not to exaggerate or anything, but I'm going to assume there's like hundreds of kids in a place like that.
Yeah,
with-
there is hundreds of
And
kids.
you're living in like dorm styles living, right?
Yeah.
Sharing rooms, things like that. And now you are living,
And 24 hours semi-independent.
but it's a 2-person apartment
Yeah.
with sometimes a shared staff, sometimes you get a little bit of your own staff,
Yeah.
depending on the time of the day. But think about that, going from these huge buildings with all these people around
Yeah.
all the time, no privacy, to suddenly having your own apartment, that shared
Yeah.
apartment.
Yeah.
All right, and you live pretty much on the beach.
I live 5 minutes from the beach.
Yeah, it's literally walk.
5 minutes away.
5-minute
walking.
walking. Yeah.
Yeah. Driving is shorter.
Yes. Talk to me about that though. That's such a huge life improvement.
Yeah.
What does that feel like now, having your own apartment? You've been there for a while now. You've been there for years, right? 2
Yeah.
years at least,
Like-
if not 3.
I got there in 2022.
Oh, okay. It's like 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, wait, 2021.
Okay, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So what does that feel like to progress to that point where you have your own apartment?
That feels nice. I get to watch TV in my own room, which I didn't get to have at the
Group
kids'
home.
group.
Yeah.
I get to listen to Sirius XM, which I'm excited. And soon I'm getting NFL Red Zone, NFL Network Plus,
Yeah.
and so I can watch all the games on
You
for
know,
the NFL.
everything you just brought up involves basically doing your own stuff.
Yeah.
You're getting the services you want, like
Yeah.
whether it's TV services or
Yeah.
radio services, you're getting all this stuff on your own. It's your place.
Yeah.
Versus when you had like a shared place,
Yep.
right? So that's really cool. And again, it just highlights, how much you've matured and grown up, and
Yeah.
also just made advances to improve your life. And I know that you obviously are still on that journey to
Yep.
improve your life. So I, look forward to see what the future brings for you.
Thank you.
Hopefully it continues to be bright, right?
Yeah.
The other thing that I think is really important for you is treatment, right?
Yeah.
So like, I think kind of what I hear when I hear you talk about like how you check in on people and you have to
Yeah.
like smile, make people feel good. I would assume a philosophy for you that you follow is like you put out what you want to receive.
Yep. Good karma.
Good karma, right? So you do that in hopes that people are going to return that kindness, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel most of the time that it happens that way?
It's in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon, it does happen that way, or once in a blue moon, it doesn't happen that way?
It doesn't happen that way.
Okay, yeah. So sometimes not everybody is
Yeah.
is able to return that positivity. But for the most part, would you say people are mostly positive to you?
Yeah.
That's great. And like you said, it's because of what you put out there.
Yep.
Did you think everybody should do that?
Yes, they should. Especially people who are having a bad day. If you're having a bad day, get someone to talk to, get a hug, do whatever it needs to make you feel better.
Yeah.
Do a self-care day.
Do a self-care day. What would that look like for you?
Chilling at home, watching TV, sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm a huge snapper.
You are. You do love sleep.
Yeah. Because most nights I can't fall asleep until like 3:30, 6 o'clock, or 7 a.m.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do like to sleep in. Been trying to get you to be more of an early bird, but can't change everybody, right?
Once in a while I'm an early bird.
Yeah. But it's what makes you happy.
Yeah.
So, got to respect that.
Yeah.
Stevie, what else would you like to share with people that you feel could be helpful to people?
That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
So just be kind.
Yep.
Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yep.
And be supportive to each other.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's great words.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here next couple of months.
Do you want to give any shout outs?
Shout out to Terry Lynch. Shout out to the SK Rebels. Shout out to the Red Sox, all the organizations in the MLB, except for the Yankees. Screw the Yankees.
Do you wait? So we mentioned the Pawtucket Red Sox.
Yep.
And that had definitely some like connections to you from your childhood. Have you gone to the Worcester Red Sox?
Not yet. I gotta go to a game.
You do, but I get it. The Pawtucket Red Sox had like a deeper meaning to you. So that's why you felt connected.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could give them a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Worcester Red Sox. And if you're watching the Red Sox, send me some VIP passes.
And me too, please.
Yeah, me and Dave, my buddy Dave.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Noticeably Invisible.
Thank you.
Stevie will be back. So thank you, everyone. And we'll see you next month.
See you next month, everybody. Goodbye. Stevie, signing off.